Live on set, it's your boy Y-Dee, aka Serious Business. Back to the Source Documentary International. We're going global with it right here in the A-Town with the big homie K-Dee. We're going to let him introduce himself right now and, we'll get into a little bit of his resume before we dig it up into it. You know what I mean?
What's good, man? Thank you for having me, brother, man.
So good.
K-Dee, president of the commission, DJ Holiday. We've done mixtapes with Nicki Minaj, Gucci Man, Kevin Gates, Wiz Khalifa, the list goes on and on. I'm behind the scenes of all that. I'm his manager. I'm also an A&R for Hustle Gang, No Genre, B.O.B.'s label, 30 million sold plus counting. I do a lot. I do a lot of events in the city, you know what I'm saying? I manage a couple producers and things of that nature. I do everything. I got my hand in a whole bunch of stuff, dealing with entertainment, so.
Great.
Hey,
I mean, congratulations for your accomplishment.
Hey, man, I'm working, man. I got a kid. He's my boss. I work for him.
No doubt. Real quick, though, can you bring it back to where it all started for you guys?
You said my start?
Yeah.
Oh, man, start, like, shit. I've always, I was born in Brooklyn. So I was born in an era like when hip hop kind of like was real new. Yeah. So it was just, from trying to be a DJ to a rapper to, moving here, trying to produce and, before you know it, I just really just found myself being behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? It's just funny like how things work out because everybody in my circle ended up being somebody in the entertainment
business, yeah.
So like DJ Holiday, I met him at a gas station. I was handing out CDs from a group that I managed. He just came up here from college, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I met him like on that. B.O.B., I met him through B Rich. B Rich had an open mic that I used to go through with the same group that I met Holiday passing out and stuff. And we all became cool. I mean, we were just all people trying to, make it in music. And, DJ Holiday ended up being who he has become, and I ended up just doing the business. Yeah. B.O.B., Bobby ended up being B.O.B. and, ended up becoming this big artist.
Great.
And I was a part of the team. And, so I was able to, all these relationships from, these people are my friends, but we ended up doing business. So all these relationships, I was able to just, you put me in a room, I'm gonna get it done. So, I'm in the room with, people like, the Leah Cohens and the Mollys and, like big people. And I'm like,
right.
Hey, I'm K-Dee. You know what I'm saying? They're like, hey, okay. It's one thing about like an industry, like if you're in a room with these people, it's real easy to talk to them because evidently you're somebody to be in this room. So it's easy to talk to these people and when you're in that setting. So I was able to talk, and to this day I was able to still have relationships to do other things, you know what I'm saying?
That's
to keep Holiday and people I work with afloat.
No doubt.
And I also got a brand called Beer and Tacos, so we do shows. The first Beer and Tacos we did was my birthday party. A couple hundred people showed up, and then we started doing weekly. We started cramming like 600-700 kids every Wednesday into like a Mexican restaurant. Wow. And then we started bringing out, we got the biggest artists from Future. One night, Future, DJ Drama, T.I., A$AP Rocky, Mike Will, Ludacris came all in one night. And LaToya Luckett was there all in one night.
Wow.
That was just one night. And like every week we would get these artists just pop up and they perform for free. You know what I'm saying? Because we had a crowd that nobody in Atlanta had. It's B Rich right there. We had a crowd that no one else had. We had the hipsters, and they the ones that pretty much, cultivate our culture in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
When you look at the music scene in Atlanta today, after 40 plus years, the way hip hop is going right now, what can you say about it comparing to the last 10, 15 years back?
It's a little more microwave. I mean, it's just like any other business. If you could get the product out there fast and we cut costs and we can just keep selling it, then let's do it. That's, that helps a company. You know what I'm saying? So hip hop has turned into that company where it's like, okay, let's cut costs on this. Oh shit, like, now, if an artist has like kind of a built-in fan base where he could advertise himself, then shit, you just, a major's looking at you like, oh, we really don't have to do much. If he posts something, so let's sign him. It's like cutting costs, get the product up, cheap, boom, flip it. You know what I'm saying?
I wanted to touch on that a little bit because back home where I'm from in Senegal, usually we used to have that kind of debate, like hip hop was better back then or better now, because today the younger generation have the chance to have some tools that the old school didn't have.
Yeah, it was more, we had more, it was more meaningful because we had to work harder for it.
Yeah.
Versus instant gratification.
Is it more about the money and the fame today?
Yeah, it's more about, it's way more about the money and the fame today. I mean, it was always about the money in a sense, but it was more back in the day, more about the money to feed my family.
Yeah.
Get out the hood and things of that nature. Now it's the look. I just want to look. You know what I'm saying? I want to look like I'm a rapper or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So.
Do you think like the younger generation respect the culture the way you're supposed to?
The younger generation don't respect anything anymore. There's no morals. Parents are getting younger and morals are getting thrown out the window. I mean, and that's just overall, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Rap, life, you know what I'm saying? This younger generation is just a different breed than what we was used to growing up, you know what I'm saying? I was raised by my grandmother, you know what I'm saying? So it was like a little bit more, old school, a little more,
Like before crack.
Right. No, crack was right there. Like I remember going to school and the crack valves be underneath my foot. That type shit. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, because sometimes when I be interviewing artists, I keep asking them today, because where I'm from, I always refer to where I'm from because it's very important to me with this documentary. Because the artists out there are more a little bit into politics, or to them, some of them have to think that you have to be an activist for your voice or your music to be heard. What do you think about that?
Nah, I mean, if you wanna, all right, in this day and age, you have to stand for something. Whether it's the bullshit or whether it's something positive. So if that's kind of the lane you want to do, then yeah, they end up doing that kind of stuff like that.
Some of those artists think that you have to be an activist or to talk about politics for your voice or your music to be heard.
No, I mean, it's just the lane, you know what I'm saying? If that's the lane you want to take for people listen to you to build your brand, and that's, you know what I'm saying, but not like you have to, you know what I'm saying? But you got to stand for something to make people like you, you know what I'm saying? True. And that's what, a lot of people don't get, like, especially in this day and age where it's like, you have no privacy in a sense. Like, you have to make people like you. If you're an artist, this is my advice to any artist listening to this. Make people like you first before you make them like your music. If they like you as a person, like if they have to go to your page on Instagram every day because they like you, they think you're funny, something cool about you, it's gonna be so much easier to make them fans of your music. Yeah. Versus forcing music on them, and then because you may not be cool. You know what I'm saying? True. Then it's like, yeah, the music's not the same. Versus, if it's like, yo, I like him, he's funny. Yeah. And the music will be subpar, but they like you as a person. Yeah. You're now a brand.
It's very important. Yeah,
you're now a walking brand. Whatever, you know what I'm saying, you do. Yeah. And it'll be way easier to sell your music. You know what I'm saying? So that'll be the only advice that we'll be giving for free today. Just letting you guys know. What's on camera? That's it. That was the only advice. I'm talking. All right. Okay.
So, as a manager, what do you think should be like the biggest accomplishment in this music business?
For me, I just want to be a part of greatness and changing history. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be a part of history. And everything I do, I just want to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Now I feel my job is done. You know what I'm saying? Managing artists, managers are not like, we are not fucking musicians. I mean, magicians, I'm sorry. You know, people, you know, try to get management too early in their career because they just think. One thing about the record business, you know, it's a lot of assumptions.
Yeah.
Because you can't really see the inner workings of, you know, like even like most companies, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta see the end product. And with the society that we live in, where everything is so like in your face, people assume what's going on. And then artists just keep going in circles because they're trying to chase somebody that's on, and they just trying to do their moves. But, you know, they're not following the foundation because they never seen it. You know what I'm saying? They're at a point that, you know, like when you build a house, it's a foundation. They're at the sides and the roof. They're trying to get there, and there's no foundation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's one thing with the record business. So you assume. So I get calls and emails all day. Hey, manage me. I got this, and I could make us a lot of money. Be like, you have nothing to manage. You may have like 500 followers on Instagram or something like that. Like keep working.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying?
Most of these major labels today, they pushing some artists to go independent because contract doesn't mean nothing to some artists no more.
No.
You know, some artists spit on contracts today.
Yeah, because you could build up your own brand. You know what I'm saying? Labels is not like, if you're able to have the money to push your stuff yourself and build your brand, whereas, you know what I'm saying, they need you, then it's like, fuck your contract. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if it's not, then it's like, you know, make us, you know, we got to partner in. So like a 21 Savage, he got like, I think like a 60-40 or 80-20 deal or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think he has a partnership and he owns his masters, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, you don't, you know, it's different than back in the day, like you said, with the contract.
Yeah.
So it's like, build your brand up. If you build your brand up, then, you know, you could be an asshole and let the negotiations take. Well, your lawyer could be, and you could just smile. And, you know, like, yeah, blame it on the lawyer.
Lawyers can be assholes too sometimes.
Yeah, let him be the ass.
Yeah.
Like, it's out of my hand. The lawyer. Blame him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, well, today, after 40 plus years, like I'm saying, this documentary is back to the source. So we're trying to build like the gap between 3 to 4 continents. Like, what is your perception about that kind of idea? Because it's never seen and never done before to put 4 continents on one DVD, because the whole world, like all the youths around the world, that's the only thing they have in common, which is hip hop. Africa has its own way of doing it. America had its own way of doing it. European has their own way of doing it. Even the Asian has their own way of doing it.
But it's all centered one thing.
Yeah.
Hip hop. Y'all think it's a dope idea, man? Anybody done it before?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Bridging that gap, and then, you know, doing it like that on that kind of platform, it will see how much we all have in common and how much hip hop has influenced. You know what I'm saying? And that would be the beauty of it, because just like you said, every continent, you know, they do their hip hop, but they do it just a little bit differently.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like a recipe. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all got McDonald's, but their McDonald's is a little bit different. You know, we got different menus, but it's the same thing. The center. So I love the idea, man. I think it's gonna be dope.
Yeah, I mean, like, what do you think that we can get it out of it, like something very positive, something very powerful? Like, what do you think about the result we can make together by doing this?
I mean, just uniting. You know, hip hop will be the focal of, you know, like, damn, we all pretty much kind of go through the same thing, you know what I'm saying, same shit. Because certain things we all, you know what I'm saying, the depressions and you know, feeling life is on your shoulders, and, you know, just a little thing we all going, you know, but we think maybe because they live over there, or, you know, they're rich, I'm poor, we don't go through, you know what I'm saying. So if we're able to relate, because we can't see each other, and on a large scale, but the DVD, the documentary, it will, you know, it will kind of bridge the gap on them. Like, okay, damn, they go through the same problems. You know what I'm saying? I go through the same problems. And we can kind of bridge that gap and kind of unite on a bigger scale with music being, you know, the focal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, music, man, music is a powerful thing. Hip hop, rock, reggae, like, powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, you can change the world. Like Bob Marley was changing the world. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
They try to kill him. They try to kill him. He was too powerful. He got to go back out there next day and like, yo, man, nah, you can't silence me, man. For real. So like the social shit, like you know, if you choose to take that, then you know, if you come real powerful, then you can really be like, look, people will follow you. You can make change, good or bad. Start a revolution. Like, kill them all.
You talk like that made me think about Tupac.
Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
that's how all the time, like, man, Tupac, he was like, if you know, God bless him and Biggie, but you know, I don't think hip hop would be what it is now if Pac was still alive, because Pac had a stronghold on this shit.
Many artists been saying that though.
Pac had a stronghold on this shit. And right before he died, he started going at Jay-Z.
Yeah.
He started going at him next. You know what I'm saying? And niggas, boy, Pac, back in the day, Pac said, what? Nigga, what? Pac get you. You know
it's
what
not
I'm
like, you know.
And you know what? And that's why it's like, you know, everything happens for a reason. I really feel like, you know, they was like a sacrifice in a sense. Because after they died, everything just opened up. Next thing you heard, Master P. You know what I'm saying? Like Master P got bigger, you know what I'm saying? All the, you know, the Princes, the P's, the Cash Money, they always had their own mecca in the South making money. You know what I'm saying? But after Pac died, it just kind of opened the gates. It was like,
it was like an open gate to a whole, like 75 or 85% of all the artists today.
Yeah, you know,
that South, people look at as a legend today.
The South rose, you know what I'm saying? The South rose after Pac died. Jay-Z's, and you know, they start getting like, you know, that boy shit.
Now we can breathe.
Yeah. They got bigger. Like music, hip hop really took up things. But you know, Pac's still alive. The way he was going, like I think he was just like really. I think it would probably be still like it wouldn't be like what it is now. It wouldn't be that.
If you look at the artists today, like who do you see like a little Tupac in?
Kendrick Lamar. His emotion on every record, and every record he basically talks about some sort of
J. Cole,
social injustice. J. Cole, nah, J. Cole's boring. Kendrick Lamar is kind of boring too, but he's exciting also because where he from, like, you know what I'm saying, like where he from, like when he be talking, like you like, man, this nigga, like he's from the land, you know what I'm saying? Like J. Cole's from like North Carolina, South Carolina. It's just boring. He makes great music, but he's boring. You know what I'm saying?
I hear that.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar because you know, like. You know, like when you see Kendrick Lamar, you see these people with him, like they're Crips, they're gangbangers. Like they'll kill you. Right? They don't care. They just like, so it's like you're like, yeah, I see Kendrick over there. Like, don't say nothing crazy.
Like, what do you want everybody to know about this music industry today, especially the younger generation? What do you know about? Like, if you have a message to them, especially this documentary is going global. All the people around the world that's going to watch it. What is your message from KD to them?
It's not real. What you think is real is fake. It's an entertainment business. It's a facade. So don't think you have to live what you rap. You know what I'm saying? Don't think it's too many suburban kids. That's what's really fucking the game up.
Yeah.
There's too many, you know, kids who, you know, didn't grow up in the hood with the struggle. When you grow up in the struggle, it's certain morals, it's certain characters, certain things that just come to you naturally. You know what I'm saying? Certain things you don't do because you grew up in the struggle. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And then now it's kids, you know what I'm saying, who try to emulate like they grew up from the struggle and all that, and they do dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they're trying to emulate what they rap. You know what I'm saying? Like this is entertainment. So, you know what I'm saying? And it's the hardest business you will ever try to get into. And if you get into it, it's just triple harder. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, be a doctor, be anything else, because you can still make good money, less headache, and still look cool with a lot of money. You don't have to be a rapper. You don't have to do this music shit. Don't follow, you know what I'm saying, the crowd because, you know, you see everybody else do it. And you fuck around and lose 10, 15 years of your life just on some shit that you don't spend.
Sleeping with that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you could have really just did some other shit that you really dope at. You know what I'm saying? And still make good money. Because at the end of the day, nigga, if you pull up to the club and it's a rapper there, he got a Lamborghini or whatever, 8 out of 10 is not paid for, and you came up with a little company of your own, and you made the same bit of money. You pull up in that same shit, they're gonna be looking at you just like they looking at him. But your shit paid for. Right. It's different. You know what I'm saying?
So, hey, thanks, man. Thanks for everything. Thanks for the knowledge. Thanks for, for dropping the game to these youngsters.
Hell yeah, man.
They
Thank
should
you
learn.
for having me.
You know what I mean? So, but one last question before we get out of here. It's a very serious question. What is the most dangerous thing about this music industry? One word.
Ooh,
one word.
Friends.
Friends. That's some deep shit.
Right. Can I elaborate?
Of course.
Because, you know what I'm saying? This shit worse than the streets. Because in the streets, you know it is like, okay, I'm dealing with shady individuals. You know what I'm saying? It ain't too much smiles. You know what I'm saying? It ain't too much get-togethers and let's do holidays and Thanksgiving is together and our kids grow up together, you know, in the streets. And this shit is all of that. And you can fuck around and think somebody's your best friend. They will never do you. And, you know, this shit is so cutthroat. The motherfucker will do you in and you'll be like, wow. But they'll do you in with a smile. And you will be like, whoa. So
what's going on?
Yeah, so if you come in with who you stay with, your day ones, you know what I'm saying? They could even turn on you. But don't come in this and think that, you know what I'm saying, so-and-so is your friend, so-and-so is your bro, so-and-so is your sis. It's just business, and you're only as hot as the last time you were booked. You see what I'm saying? Always remember that. You fall off, they don't love you no more. You come back, oh, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? It's not unconditional love. You know what I'm saying? So,
none of your time is gone.
Right. So friends, dangerous words.
KD, y'all, back to the Source documentary with your boy Y-Dee, aka Serious Business on the conglomerate set. We're international with it, alright? Be on the lookout. 2019, we got next.
Yes, sir.
Salute.